Alright, welcome to Streetsville Ghost Station. I guess the workday hasn't ended for quite a few people. There's quite a few cars there. It's 6 p.m. and it's 6:30 p.m. At Meadowvale Community Center. There's going to be a meeting about a bike lane, and I'm gonna go sit and observe this meeting and take part in civics for once in my life. So yeah, let's ride up to Meadowvale. My plan is to also record coming back and hopefully give some thoughts. I'm going. I haven't worn jeans to bike for a couple weeks, and my underparts are taking a second to get used to it. I wore the good underwear. It was stretchy. But you had feet there, man. You had a whole extra 2 feet on this side. Nothing coming there. Nothing coming there. This is shameful. This bike, it doesn't have the same pull as newer e-bikes. I've had young guys just like go right past me, just using their throttle. Just keep swimming. real adjustment here. So what I plan on saying in the meeting there, if I don't know if it's a thing that people can speak at, I have no clue. But you know, if like I have a chance, if like actually asking everybody, I might chime in and say that I use it pretty much daily, the bike lane in question, and I like it. It needs a few, you know, reworked things. The plastic bollards that they have right now are absolute garbage. Well, I mean, that's me being a bit harsh and dramatic, but I mean, they're not good bollards. They're just plastic bolted into the ground by themselves. So actually, once or twice I've seen them damaged by cars, presumably, and flopped over in the bike lane. So it's like a little obstacle course. The other thing is that the bike lane is like a debris lane, a lot of litter and very sharp rocks that, you know, don't really seem to you look at the surrounding area and it's like, where did all these sharp little gravelly rocks come from? It's almost like someone went around spreading them. That's me being weird and paranoid, but it's a minefield, this little bit of bike lane, and I think it's partially because people don't like it. There are people who are against it, and the city put it in as like a temporary test project. And so like the idea is like, depending on what people say tonight, they could just like remove it, which is silly. It's a good bike lane. It's technically just some sharrows with some plastic that doesn't really do anything. The plastic bollards, I've seen the exact same ones in Toronto, but they have a concrete foot, and the concrete foot is what does the trick. so busy staring at the cars. Ride the street I'm talking about. I got 20 minutes, give or take. In this case, I'm a pedestrian. Clearly, I'm a pedestrian. No one could argue differently. So I was going to turn left here and go through the parks, which is my usual kind of route, because the park is much nicer and prettier. But what I will do is actually go to the road I'm talking about. Stabilize the camera with my thumb. Modern solutions to modern problems. This is a pain in the ass. Turn, turn, turn. Is he going to stop? I think he's stopping. Yep. Gravity, go ahead and do some work. Just on general principle, near an intersection or entranceway like this, you gotta slow right on down. There's always that one guy. Wow, that's like a right angle curb. I prefer my curbs rounded and smooth. I'm just built different. No crashes, no crashes. Okie dokie, so typically I wouldn't use that bit of road whatsoever and not these sidewalks. I'd be going around, I'd be using this Mill Creek, which you can get to from or I'm going up through the Aquitaine Wabakane lakes. But you can use this industrial parked road, Mill Creek, meets Air Mills here, and it's going to take us up to Aquitaine, where we're going up to the meeting. Okie dokie. And so, I actually like this little bit right here. You can get right onto this. Nice and easy. I don't mind that whatsoever, even though that's a big, scary intersection in general. And this whole road is kind of a big, scary road. That's a nice sky with that. God knows So, for comparison's sake, this is Mill Creek, and it's the cleanest road in the world. There was one little bit of plastic there just I passed there. There's a leaf. There's no pebbles, there's no sharp rocks, but there's no sharrows and there's no bike lane. And up here on Mill Creek, I found a lot of goodwill of strangers here. So I want you to note that. Have a look. See, it's the cleanest road. There's no rocks, no pebbles, no nails, no bits of glass. Nice, clean, proper road. Medivale GO station here on the right. And I guess I can just join this checking out which way. Oh, alright, so that is the bike lane that we're supposed to be talking about. If you can see in the sky, there's turkey vultures gliding around in the sky. That's pretty cool. There's like 3 of them right there. Alright, here we go. This is a weird intersection. There's no advanced greens, there's no turns. I've got the go, but typically people will just take their turns or whatever. So, this is the Aquitaine Bike Lane project. Now, because my bike is a little unmanly bike, it's a little tiny folding bike with 20-inch wheels. It's a tiny one. I have to be really cognizant of what I'm driving over top of. So every day I go over this, and it's pretty bad. It looks like just today they've cleaned it. That's interesting. Here, this is, yeah, just rocks everywhere. I've come upon bikes that have been abandoned and just left sitting here in the lane. Lots of leaves and little bits. It's not bad. You just got to be really aware of where you're putting your tires. Huge chunk of metal right there. CBO box. A completely flattened bollard back there. And then stretches with no bollards. So I guess this is for like buses to come in and out. Missing bollards, knocked over. Don't listen to my brakes. I'm so sorry. Actually, I should have turned there. No, I'm not even kidding you guys. Turning onto this. So yeah, that's a little bit of the Aquitaine bike lane project, town project, and it goes up towards Winston Churchill there. Side. Okay, I'm gonna just stop there. Let's try 60 frames. Maybe that'll be something special. That was worth coming just for the laughs. Up or down? I guess up. Yeah. That question comment period was hilarious. Martin Reed, the ward counselor, specifically said, try not to repeat your commentary. And like every single one of the old people were like, I never see bikes in the bike lane. And then the counselor repeated, please don't bring up stuff that's already been mentioned. So then like 3 more people were like, I don't see bikes in the bike lane ever. That's my scientific proof. Bike lanes are bad because I don't see bikes whenever I'm looking at the thing. Luckily, there were 1 or 2 guys that spoke up. That was good. Pro bike guys. Well, I'm definitely getting 3 types of COVID. Tires always feel like they're gonna slide. Tokyo drifting. It's like the back tire of fishtails. It scares me sometimes, this bike. I love her so much. Well, that was my first civic meeting. Engaging with civics, sitting in a room full of old people. Craziness. Like, pretty much every single person who spoke when they got the mic, and there were plenty of old people who were like, I'm just gonna speak because I'm gonna speak now. Like, so it's crazy how they behave. I'm sitting here as the 40-year-old, like, what age are you? How old are you people? To all like the 60, 70, 80-year-olds. They kept telling this lie that nobody uses the bike lanes. I'd never see people use. There's some random Russian-Ukrainian accent guy who showed up just to do this one thing, and they disappeared. He didn't stick around at all. He just showed up and said that he sat there for 3 hours today. Thank you. He says that he sat there watching the bike lane on Aquitaine for 3 hours today and didn't see any bikes. Thus, nobody uses the bike lanes. So all the old people clapped for the random Russian guy who showed up to spread this disinformation and then disappeared after speaking. And everyone believed him and his really scientific study of sitting in there for 3 hours, not seeing any bikes. I can go this way. Pardon me. Sorry. But then later on, one of the old ladies speaking, she was like, calling out the studies that the actual, the engineers who worked for the city had up on one of the screens. She's sitting there saying, well, this data is irrelevant. This data is irrelevant. That's not a scientific study. So they're denying the validity of the actual studies, the scientific studies done by the city, and actual trained engineers. But then also they're all clapping for the random Russian guy who did his 3 hour sitting there and didn't see any bikes, which is insane. And again, the old lady saying this, she also doesn't see bikes ever on the bike lanes. Thus, bike lanes are a bad idea. And they kept making this argument that Argentia is an industrial area, so it doesn't need bike lanes. But actually, I go up to Argentia all the time. Sorry, you didn't have to dive out of the way. Sorry, my bad. There's a bunch of shops up there. There's Walmart. You go up to Argentia, it's a road. There's pretty much not a single road in this entire city that doesn't need a bike lane. Because at some point, someone's going to have to use it. And just like they figured, well, someone's going to have to get their car there at some point, even though, if you go to any industrial park at any hour of the night, like 3 a.m., 4 a.m., it's all empty. There's no cars there. I guess we should remove the roads, right? No, obviously we don't do that because the roads will be used at some point when someone needs to get to a place. And the same thing applies to bikes. Now here, I have to ride on this sidewalk for this little stretch. And I could go over to this little spot, but they put lampposts. Here, I'll go, now I'm on the bike lane for this little bit of Erin Mills. But to get from Lake Wabakane Park off the trails, you come out here, you do a little bit of sidewalk riding, you pray and look behind you. Look, this road is completely empty. There's no cars on this road. Should we just get rid of the road? it made me so mad, but it also, like, I was laughing. I was like sitting there chuckling. There was a guy with a super deep, like, Iranian accent or something who's like, how are we going to pay for this? The guy seemed like a troll. Like, right away, just seemed like a troll. He was parroting things that you see on the internet at meetings like this in other cities. Yeah, it's crazy. It's really crazy. You could tell the demographic difference. Like, people who clearly have enough money to have a car, you know, they're against bike lanes because they're doing fine. But, you know, some other guys made the point that there are people in this city who are not doing fine. You know, there are those of us who can't afford a stupid truck. A stupid truck. Or a dumb little convertible. But it's a socioeconomic reality of the place right now. People need bike infrastructure. Now we're about to go on an example of some okay bike infrastructure. This is Aaron Mills from Britannia down, has some pretty good separated pathway. It's like a little private highway for the cyclists. I love it, and I use it every single day. If any of these old people, these car driving people tell you that there are no cyclists, that nobody uses the bike lanes, they're a liar. Tell that person they're a liar to their stupid face. These people got me mad. See those people? Don't hit those people. All right, watch this. It's going to turn green, and I should be able to go, but this guy's going to jump in front of me because he figures it's his green too. Watch. See? Nope. I'm crossing solid lines here, but yeah, it's okay. Look at this. It's not hurting anybody. And as long as everybody adheres to some simple, rules of etiquette, stay to the right, let people pass you on the left, just like on the roads, it works. This works great. And you know what? It works in the wintertime too. I heard some older guys sitting ahead of me in the meeting there who kept chuckling, do that in February. Well, I do this in February and it works just fine. I do all of this in February. Dead of winter in blizzards. The bike handles snow better, to be honest. If I get a nice good snowpack, it breezes right along. And all I have to do is wear a coat and some goggles. It's literally the simplest thing in the world. You're already wearing a coat to be outside, to go do stuff. You put on some goggles, you put a hat underneath your helmet, you're good to go, you're gravy. All of these people's insane arguments and rhetorical points that they try to make are just BS, and I'm trying not to swear here, but it's BS. And you know what that stands for. What are you talking about? Old people. I'm gonna need something to wash this off my brain. By the end of the meeting, I actually had my hand up. I was like, I'm gonna say something because, like, I wanted to say, like, I use this every single day. I use that Aquitaine bike lane every day. On your right, it's all good. On your left, no biggie. I'm stopping anyways, no rush. Alright, now to get into Streetsville, what I typically would do is go down Thomas here, which is a huge hill. But actually, because I want to ride my bike a little more, I'm going to keep going down Air Mills. Now this shared pathway separated completely, I don't think this is what they need up there in Aquitaine or Argentia or Mill Creek at all. But they do need to improve the lane that they do have on Aquitaine and just expand it. I gotta come and do a complete stop. Oh, I know a good spot. Yeah. There's a dog park, but there's also like a park attached to it where like nobody goes because it's like a hydro station or something. That'd be a good spot to go chill for a minute. I love this. Look at this. It's beautiful. Right now my knee hurts and I just want to kind of like get through things, so like I'm not cycling, I'm not pedaling. But, you know, either way, this works great. nonsense. It's nonsense, and it's really scary to see it from elders. That's the thing that was having me sit there kind of like, what is going on? Like having a real like aghast moment, seeing these people who are old and supposedly successful. You know, if they've got houses and cars, they're homeowners, they're taking part in civics. These are supposed to be serious adults, and they weren't acting like serious adults. They were acting very embarrassing. Martin Reed, the counselor, literally had to beg people to be nice. And, you know, as everybody's laughing at that, I'm sitting there going, what the fuck? But I get it. In the past, they've probably had issues with people being aggressive or talking over people, which they had at this meeting too. But I don't know. I can't get over how rude and immature they were. That's rude and immature, and disrespectful to the process. You know, the counselor guy, Martin Reed, asked people, you know, let's keep things moving, let's not repeat points that have already been made. And then like every person who got the mic was like, and I don't see anyone using the bike lanes. I see 0 people using them. And it's like they just kept repeating this crap. It was disrespectful. How are we gonna pay for it? How are we gonna pay for it? That's making me giggle. Buddy asking how we're gonna pay for it. Like half the room literally erupted when the guy was like, do we want to pay more in taxes? Half the room literally was like, yeah, sure, why not? The room was like, no. But then that side needed him to like repeat it, and then all of them to repeat no, so that their 2 no's overrode our yes, because that's how you do a politics. That's how you do a civics, I guess. I want to be a smelly nuisance to nobody. Something I'm trying to be fully cognizant of is that this is baby's first attempt at civic engagement. So, you know, I plan to keep my mouth shut and just observe. And, which I did. And try not to get too riled up. But then I just spent 40 minutes talking to my phone about how mad I am. So... This is a neat little place, and it's cool that you can kind of walk around it. There's a leash-free dog park at the rear of the place. I want to say at some point this was soccer fields. It's enough loitering and what's the other words they use? Loitering and mischief. There you go. Within the span of 10 seconds, I just had the thought, I wonder if I left my bag open. And then, no, I'm too smart, I wouldn't leave my bag open. And then, okay, you're stopping to check your bag because you're an idiot. So, we're going to use the actual bike lanes, capture a good shot of this shitter truck. Ugly fuck, eh? No, we're close up. We're good. A little bit of a bump. Gotta be wary of those bumps. Yeah, I know that trick. Loose somewhere. I can join this because I've got a bike lane. Look at this. I could have probably just continued straight into it because I've got a bike lane. None of those cars even really had to worry about me because I had a bike lane. All you, buddy, I'm not obstructing you or nothing, bro. All you, take your turn and such. That's true. Velcro ties. I gotta get Velcro ties. Gotta get me some Velcro ties. Tie off the pannier bags more. Maybe I gotta pull the tire, the back tire. It's not getting replaced, it's got plenty of tread. Ba-dum-bum-bum-ba. Ba-dum-bum-bum-ba-da-da-da. Locked in top speed on the throttle. All my concentration is on not hitting a pothole. Taking this train tracks really nice. Because it can be not nice sometimes. I'm gonna say what the fuck? Whatever, man, whatever. Doing a solid 29 here. The maximum is 40. All these people are doubling my speed, breaking the speed limit so that they can wait at the stoplight up here when Streetsville turns into a quaint little town for like a kilometer. Everyone starts to take their turns into the Mexican restaurants and air boutiques. And look, we went to all that trouble to get past the cyclist because I've got a big car and I'm a big man with a big car. And then they're going to wait at the same stoplight every time. Every single time. I'm going to cheat a little bit. With 2, 1, 0. I don't know, man. Just for good luck. We're dinging just for good luck at this point.